There's been a rise in the number of attacks on ambulance staff in the south, and tonight there's speculation that body-worn video cameras could be used for the first time to help protect paramedics. It comes as a BBC investigation has found that in the last year, the South East Coast Ambulance Service recorded 184 assaults on its ambulance crews. Now that number was over 40% higher than the year before. The majority of the incidents in the last year were alcohol-related. In a moment, we'll hear from the Royal College of Paramedics, who say their members need more training to deal with these incidents. First, Simon Jones has this report.
In the front line, NHS staff like this hospital worker trying to deliver care, sometimes receiving abuse in return. Paramedic Gemma Fitzgerald had her jaw broken while trying to help a woman who'd collapsed in the street.
I have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder in the past, and and this event sort of triggered that. Sleepless nights, nightmares and a lot of anger, and that tends to be taken out on the people that you're closest to. So I get a bit emotional.
We're attending far more incidents than we have in the past, so we're bound to deal with more incidents that result in assaults and verbal abuse. But we're working very, very hard with our partners, and we have a department within the Trust that report and work with the police and the Crown Prosecution Service to deal with the issues.
NHS Protect, which tackles crime across the health service, says its research shows in 72% of cases of violence against staff, alcohol played a role, and in 22% of cases it was illegal drugs. Like police, paramedics could now be fitted with body cameras to capture any violence or act as a deterrent to stop it in the first place.
It's about educating people to let them know the impact that these incidents have on people who are working to protect them.
And the NHS is now drawing up new guidelines for staff. Simon Jones, BBC South Today.
A short while ago, I spoke to David Davis from the College of Paramedics, and he began by sharing his experience of assault as a paramedic.
I was assaulted first by a group of drunk lads outside a nightclub about 12 years ago. I remember feeling really upset, perhaps a bit scared and indignant about it. That's how other paramedics and frontline ambulance staff feel about the situation. They don't expect it from members of the public who are just perhaps drunk or using street drugs. They accept that some people with mental health or other medical problems, perhaps low blood sugar, may end up being violent or unfriendly, but accept that is part of a medical condition. They're two very distinct and different things. So
surely wearing sort of body-worn camera, that would protect a paramedic. So why are you so against that?
The College of Paramedics need to be convinced that wearing body-worn surveillance is the right thing to do for both paramedics and patients. Paramedics are there to help people. They're not, like the police, going into confrontational situations where they need to capture evidence for prosecution. By and large, I go into people's houses who have perhaps become ill or fallen, often elderly, and actually there's no benefit that I can see for capturing video surveillance of those interactions. In fact, what we want to do is preserve the space where people are able to be honest and open and discuss their concerns, illnesses and problems in a place where they feel that they can do it openly.
So what's the alternative then to that? I mean, is it training? And if so, what sort of training?
The type of training that we think is really important in the College of Paramedics is about learning how to de-escalate and avoid confrontation so that they, where at all possible, don't happen in the first place. Yes, there's a place for capturing information in order to support prosecutions in the rare cases where that's appropriate. And of course, the backs of ambulances and in public places are covered with CCTV anyway, and often the police would be involved and they've got surveillance anyway.
David Davis, thank you so much for joining us.